Guys, good morning. It's fucking early and I am here, and I had a day from hell yesterday. I don't know about the rest of you. I mean, maybe you were really happy, zippity-doo-dah, hopping and skipping down the road wearing your mask, with your cloven hoofs and your forked tongue. Excuse me, just a minute. I don't smoke anymore and whatnot. And I don't do this every day either. And why am I fucking telling you guys about this? None of your goddamn business, is it? Motherfuckers. Oh God, here I am. You see, this is it. I am Rambo. It's all equally fucking bad, people. It's bad for you, right? And everything in this world that fucking approximates pleasure, whatever, well, 90% of that shit is bad for you. I mean, because people say, well, I really enjoy exercise. And I say, well, you're really full of shit then. Because I see these women, right, and they're jogging down the road here, and I'm not being crude or anything, but their boobs are like, and I'm like, I don't think that's enjoyable. I don't think it is at all. It's like, oh God, I get slapped in the face by my tits, but it's so enjoyable. I like hiking, and I like cycling, and I like blabbing my mouth off on YouTube. And whenever I make a YouTube video, I lose weight. Oh yeah. Seriously, it's true. Fucking bullshit. Now, yesterday was the day from hell. It was appalling. It was like the onslaught of the hell contagion, which is what this is all about at the end of the day. It has insinuated itself into our consciousness like water insinuates itself into a sponge, people. And the sponge has to be wrung out, and then it has to be left in a place so that it can dry, so that all that hell contagion can evaporate, so that we may be free. And the other day I was talking about love and how we, in this inverted satanic motherfucking world, have been given this concept of what love is, and invariably it's always about turning us into the perfect prey for the evil ones, right? You're not supposed to have any judgment or discernment. You're supposed to be nice and kind and lovely to everybody. Unconditional love and compassion, they say, means that you go out into the world with absolutely no discernment at all whatsoever, and you allow yourself to be abused and lied to and manipulated and gaslit, raped and murdered, who knows, whatever, right? That's it. It basically wants us to be martyrs, right? It's all about martyrdom, because we live in a psychopath world, right? And that is what they want. But my own take on love is very, very different. First of all, love is not something that you do. First, love is something that you are. That's my opinion on that. Soul travelers are love. See? When you're love, you burp a lot. That's a sign. Anyway, a true soul traveler is love. You see, we've been thinking a lot about who am I, what am I, why am I here, what is this about, blah blah blah, right? Well, one pivotal truth in that miasmatic uncertainty and groping and trying to get understanding is that we are love. Then you say, well, okay, so we are love, so then what What is love? And more importantly, can it help me to get the fuck out of here or sort this shit out? Because ultimately you wonder, well, if I'm loved, then how come I am here in this dark, twisted, psychopathic place? Why am I here? Because yesterday, you have these days, right, where you're in a massive purge and a massive clear out, which requires you to be, oh boy, you know, you have to use all your will and all your focus and all your being to really stay in witness mode. You go in and out of it, you know, and that's the truth. It was appalling. It was appalling yesterday, you know, and not everybody goes through that. It all depends on where you're at, I feel. But yeah, a very strong compulsion to do yourself harm, severe depression, severe feelings and energetic feelings of self-hate, of you're so worthless, you're disgusting, a sense of revulsion, which isn't us, it's not me, and if you're feeling that, it's not you, it is the hell contagion. It is that which has taken possession of a part of your consciousness. I call it the dark generator, or you can call it the dark passenger, call it whatever you like. It isn't you. It's just like when you get those horrible thoughts, do this, do that. I remember watching this documentary once about people that were very OCD, and also people that had phobias. And there was this guy who was afraid to leave the house because every time he saw a person, he got this really strong thought programming and feeling of take this person and chuck them in a bin. Like you know, in England you have these big bins everywhere. Well, not so much anymore because of the whatever, but long story there. But yeah, take this person and chuck him in a bin. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You think, well, you know, he needs to take his meds, but no, this is possession. That's what it is. It's the hell contagion. So we get that too. We get these weird nuances going on in our minds. A lot of everybody, I feel, gets them. Never mind NPCs, but I'm talking about actual soul people. We all get it, but a lot of people are in denial about that. It's like, no, not me. I'm squeaky clean. Well, no, you're not. You're full of hell contagion, like water in a fucking sponge. The sooner you admit that fact and start fucking getting real with it, the better it is for you. But hey, so we get, you know, similar to this guy being afraid to go out because he thought he was going to grab somebody and chuck them head first into a bin, so he actually was afraid to leave the house. We get these horrible nuances as well, saying you're absolutely disgusting, you're doomed, you're finished here, go to the kitchen and stick a knife in yourself. I mean, the psychic attack, and this is what it is, people, make no mistake about it, it is psychic attack because it is the wetico, it is the hell contagion. The more it does this to you, the stronger and the darker and the more fetid it is, the closer you are to breakthrough. That is what I surmise, basically. That is what I surmise. And yesterday it was truly horrific. I spent the whole day in battle. It's a spiritual war, it's a war, but we do not fight back, you see. There is, the only way to battle it out with that shit is to continually let it go, is to continually understand these thoughts, these feelings, that it inspires this intense hatred toward myself, this intense rage where I want to... It's a complex thing, actually, because of course there is your shadow, yeah, your trauma self, which is feeling strong feelings of rage and hate and this and that and the other. And it did come to me as well, by the way, that the self-hate is there because when you've lived a whole life, which at this point feels like fucking eternity, bear with me a second. right? It's like eternity. Do you see how addictive this is? Also ritualistic. Oh, I hold it in my hand and then I stick it in my mouth, and it's all trauma deflection bullshit. I know what it is. Anyway, where we live in this place where evil, 90% of the time, evil fucking wins. Evil is victorious. We see it. Now we see it now more than ever before, because the world's become really fucking dark. Everything is satanic. I mean, and it's very subtly satanic as well, because I was trying to watch this television series on Netflix. It's called all about Sigmund Freud, who was a nasty piece of work anyway, but I thought I'd give it a go because I had a feeling about it, and something said watch that. I watched about half an hour of the first episode, and oh boy, it's all about MK Ultra. It's all about ritual child molestation and sacrifice. I mean, but it's all coded, but it's like, oh yeah, see that, you know, and then time to switch it off. And there was more to me watching that, you know, more insights, etc. But that's for another day. You know, we live in this world where evil always seems to win, right? And we're always with our backs against the wall. We're gaslit, we're abused, we're tortured, we're traumatized, we're tormented on a daily motherfucking basis. And we have no recourse of any kind, you know, so we end up having this deep sense of defenselessness, and there will never be any justice. The overriding program is that evil always wins, and there is not a thing that you or anyone else can do about it. Now, that engenders, because deep down in your subconscious, and for soul travelers that isn't very deep at all, that's always more to the surface. It's really quite, we're sort of quite aware of it in a way, until you wake up and you become really aware of it, and then the more you wake up, the more you become aware of it. And that is why the crescendo gets so fucking very intense and very, very loud, and you feel the way I did yesterday. But the hate and the rage that you feel towards the evil ones that are doing this, that you cannot touch. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch them. You cannot have that vengeance. You cannot have justice. You cannot even defend yourself or those you love. You know? Like when my little cat died, and they wouldn't even let me be with him. Do you see? Now, you're still going to feel these emotions of extreme hate and extreme rage, but you have no outlet and you have no recourse. What do you think you're going to do with that? Because it needs to go somewhere. Some people say, well, do some art, or, you know, yeah, right, okay. No, that's going to go toward you. You're going to end up channeling all that hate and all that rage towards yourself, because ultimately it needs to be channeled. It needs its pound of flesh in a way. And again, it's very manipulated. There's a lot of hell contained in that. It knows full well that by telling you evil always wins, and by telling you that you're powerless and there's nothing you can do, and it says, well, but ultimately that's your own fault. You see? That's because that is what you are. You are defenseless, you are powerless, you are weak, you are worthless, you are shit, you are stupid, you are lazy, you are this, that and the other. So take all that hate and take all that rage that you feel because of what's being done here, and you know, and stream it toward yourself. Hate yourself. See? Now that is what self-hate is. Just a minute, guys. That is what self-hate is, people. Alright? And that's where it comes from. And it becomes more and more and more ingrained as we live our life. As we go through one traumatic experience after the other, even in fact having to go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to earn a living is trauma and is abuse. But you know, when you're not awake and you go through the motions of daily life, which is all trauma and it's all abuse and also all gaslighting nonsense, all of that gets stored in the basement, in the basement, because on some level you know damn well what's happening, and that is pure motherfucking evil, you see. So it's a complex thing, but yeah. So then you ask yourself, so seeing as that is what's what in this evil place, love, what's love got to do with it? You know, what's love got to do with it? So how the fuck do you think that you woke up, or began rather, to awaken? What do you think the synchronicity is The Green Wizard has just uploaded another video, and in it he shows us a signpost. Oh, great man. With the number 33 on. Now, I am a number 11, my birth date, and I'm also a number 33, which is my name, adds up to 33. And you'll find that if you're a soul traveler, often enough, you have master numbers in your name or in your birth date or something. Or all of us are seeing the numbers everywhere, aren't we? I'm seeing increasingly 144 all the fucking time. It's getting stupid now. It's everywhere. And the number 33, 33, 33, as well as the cross, not like that, but like that, as in X marks the spot. 0 point. So I know damn well we're getting somewhere. Something major is happening here. So I also keep seeing deer everywhere, and at first I didn't really understand what that meant, but I'm beginning to get it now. The true consciousness is a consciousness of infinite unconditional love and creativity. It is a consciousness which is very pure, very childlike, yet infinitely intelligent. It's as if the fabric of all that is, all that ever has been and all that ever will be is made of it. It is. It is. We are. And evil is just a tiny blot on the landscape. With a bit of water and a bit of soap, it's gone. That's it, people. But it's made itself seem so big and so powerful and so important, and it's tried and tried and tried to crush us completely, but it's never managed to do that. It's never managed to do that because we are the power of love. You see, it is what we are. It is our true nature as a soul traveler, you see. So how do we employ it here and now? Now, that is different for different soul travelers depending on where you're at. But I tell you this now, it ain't nothing to do with no discernment and being nice to everybody. It has everything to do with honoring yourself. It has everything to do with facing the fear and doing it anyway. So if you're faced with a situation that people have behaved in a way that is wrong, then rather than, well, I better not say anything or I better just put up with it, you go in there and say, I need to sort this out. It's about being open and honest. It's about opening your mouth and speaking your truth. It's about living your truth. It's about honoring yourself. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about loving yourself. It's about understanding that these horrible attacking thoughts and this dark black goo-like nefarious filth that lives inside your consciousness is not who you and what you are. It is a hijack. It like water in a sponge. It's to start to understand that. It's to learn how to really understand what is happening inside of you. That is it. And you do that. We all do that. We're very, very fucking good at it. Us soul travelers, we're very gifted. We're amazing individuals, you know. We are, because we have walked this awakening path, the narrow path, and we've done it. We are doing it through the darkest of the dark here, right? But we're doing it because we're amazing. That is love. Love is supreme awareness of what is really going on. We may use different words for it, but it is what it is. We know this. We came here to sort this shit out. All of this. Death, disease, predator, prey, having to prove you're worthy, evil, basically, because all of that is evil. I mean, it's amazing because I came across this Facebook post the other day and it was this, it's all about romanticizing old age. It happens all the time, or romanticizing death. It's like, well, you know, death, it's somebody's loss, but it's somebody else's gain. And show you this picture of some heavenly fucking cloud with some guy playing a fucking harp, and it's like, fuck off. Gaslighting nonsense. Or old age, like, oh, you're going to be this beautiful woman who just happens to be a bit wrinkly with beautiful long flowing white hair. Like, fuck. Old age is evil, it's horrific, and it's an abomination, people. Sickness is an abomination. Predator prey, as in animals hunting, killing and eating each other, is fucking evil. Alright? Decay is evil. All of that is wrong and it's evil. But there's still shitloads of people languishing in the idea that that is normal and natural and is how it's meant to be. You see? But here we are, soul travelers, beginning to really get the handle on that. How we've been had. Oh, wow. And it's all about really getting to grips and understanding of what the hell contagion is, and that it literally is like water in a sponge, you see? How it makes you think a certain way. It's like the other day there was like it makes you feel you're really worthless, right? It makes you feel you're really ugly. Like yesterday I had all of that. It said, oh, you're so disgusting, you're so ugly, and you're so old, and you're so fat, you're getting really fat, and you know, and it made me want to eat shitloads of food, because it's like, well, there's no comfort here, there's no enjoyment here, there's no peace here, there's no pleasure here, there's nothing. The only thing you have is food, so cram it down your neck. I didn't, but I felt like doing it, and my weight has just shot up like 3 kilos for absolutely no reason. And it's like all of that total dark, malevolent, defeatist, yeah, oh, it was appalling. Oh my god, it was bad. And all I could do was tell myself all day, I love you and I'm with you all the way, Anika. I love you and I stand here with you, within you. I am, and I love you 100%, and I'm with you all the way. It isn't true. I know it feels true. I know it seems true. You've lived it your entire life. But it is not the truth, because deep down inside, you know, you can feel the truth. You're a soul traveler. You came here to undo evil, to undo karma, to undo death, to undo disease, to undo the inversion, all of it. You see? That's what it is, people. That is what love is. When you can get that, when you can see that, when you can come home to yourself and you can honor yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to let that person treat me like that. That's wrong. Instead of, oh, better not say anything, because, you know. Or like, you know, to when you come and see people that continually post selfies of themselves on Facebook, you know, it's like, oh, look at me, I look so great, and then you're there and you know, you're growing older and you're so ill and you're in pain and you suffer so much because you're really clearing out the hell contagion, right? But the hell contagion says, oh, look, you're so hideous. Look, everybody else is really good looking, but you're really disgusting. You're hideous and you're so worthless, you see, because you are what you look like and you are what you have, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, and the pain and the grief and the sorrow and the insanity and the distortion, and again and again and again. Come back to yourself. You come back to yourself. You come back to yourself and love yourself. Love is the only thing that has gotten us even up to this point, guys, yeah? Without love, oh man, game over. Evil, there wouldn't be a blade of grass left in the world. We see, yeah, we see what is happening. I mean, in this country, they're doing all kinds of really evil shit, okay? With trees, they're cutting down trees everywhere now, and all kinds of horrible, nasty, evil shit. I am particularly tuned into nature and animals, me. I always have been. Deeply, very, very deeply so. Maybe that the Green Wizard was talking about number 33 having to do with that, you know, like a Sophia type of thing, and maybe it does. For me, 33 always means mastery. It means a clear understanding of what the hell contagion is and how it makes us think, feel and behave. like the puppet master, and we are the puppet on the strings, and the hell contagion is making us move. Envy, jealousy, hatred, resentment, passive aggression, self-hate, projecting onto I hate you, conflict, separation, war, I'm fighting you, I'm resisting. The more you resist evil, the stronger it gets. You're just feeding it. You see, I'm letting go, and I'm letting go, and I'm letting go, and I'm letting go. And I did that yesterday. It was a bloody epic struggle to let go, not to fight it, because we don't need to. Love tells me that we don't need to fight evil. We mustn't feed the beast. You see, love says it's all a fucking lie. So, you feel this way, it wants you to react, it wants you to go into it, believe that it's true, and it wants that. And another great point that the Green Wizard made in his video this morning, which I haven't watched all of it yet, I've only, in fact, only started watching it, but already hit the giant nail on the head, was about the infection thing, because it is a contagion, isn't it, people? And something he said is exactly what I've experienced as well. I may say go on in the morning, have my coffee, chill out for a bit, then I'll switch on the computer and I'll say go into YouTube, right? And then, you know, you get your homepage of YouTube, and the channels that I'm subscribed to, and there was a video came up, boom, and it's like, oh, click on it. And immediately I could feel the hell contagion stirring, because it does this all the time. We meet people, we have situations, we have places, we have YouTube videos, we have Twitter, we have Facebook posts, we have memes, we have this, we have that. And it brings up our own hell contagion, but also it wants, it's like it wants to infect. It's like an infectious disease. It wants you to go into it. It wants you to say something vicious and mean to that person, right? Which you then do. Say, for example, it catches you unawares and you do that. You say something that hurts somebody because you're really angry, because you just whatever. Then you feel really bad about that because you have a conscience and you're an empath. You think, oh, why did God, I wish I hadn't done that. But it was the hell contagion, and it came on so strong and it caught you unawares, and boom, you said that to this person, right? Then you feel really bad. That's when it really goes in. It's an infection, people. It's like the other day, was it last week or the week before, where I did that video, remember, and I had a little ciggy. Wow. It's like, no, you've done it, you've given up smoking, but you had a cigarette. Oh, it was like, oh, the world's come to an end and this is the apocalypse, and you have to feel really guilty about it. If you allow that shit to take hold and to take root in your being, it will take you on a really nightmarish, torturous journey. That is what the hell contagion does, people. It is an infection, a contagion. But it's a contagion that we have power over if we but see that and take that power. You see, we don't have to allow it to control us anymore, to manipulate us anymore, and to gaslight us anymore. We don't have to do that. If you go through life such as it is still, and you get triggered by stuff, whatever that might be, it could be some real idiot NPC wearing a mask and having a go at you for not wearing one or whatever. That's typical type of shit that the hell contagion loves, because it will bring up your own stuff, your trauma, your woundedness. Seriously. You have a choice what to do with that. You can go into full frontal attack mode, sort of thing I would do, frankly, because I'm that wired that way. I'm a bit aggressive, you know. And really let rip. And game over, you know, hell contagion 1, you 0, basically. That's it. We have to learn, and I am learning that now, more and more, to not do it. It's like Green Wizard said as well, you know, when you feel that really, really hot, and that is what it feels like, the hell can take, and it feels very hot. It wants its pound of flesh. It wants you to hate. It wants you to hurt somebody. It wants you to hurt yourself. Because it wants to infect, and it wants to contaminate, and it wants to poison. Now, the way that plays out as well is this. You know, everybody lately has been at me, sending me messages, and I thank you, but all the same, about, oh, eat this and take that and do that. It's all about, oh, detox your body and go sugar free and to eat raw food and, you know, because woo and ah. And I'm like, mate, you need to stop sending me that shit, because I know what's best for me. You go and do what's best for you. So that would be cool. But also, do you actually understand how utterly polluted this miasmatic realm is? You can detox, you can fast, you can go gluten-free, you can eat raw food for the rest of your life, you can do it all, and you're still not going to be clear. Seriously, you have no idea of all the traffic, the cars, all the planes, or the C8 from the Teflon, which poisoned the world throughout the 80s and the 90s, and in fact is still doing so today. Or the DDT that they sprayed on everything and everyone in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Or the fucking asbestos that is everywhere, all the mining and all the this and all the that and all the, oh, you have absolutely no idea. If you sit down and really start to think about that and do some fucking research into that, you will start to get the picture, and you will understand, seriously, that ultimately the only detox that is worth doing is that of your fucking consciousness. And that is exactly what this is all about, people. And that is what the power of love is all about. The power of love says it's time to clear out the hell contagion. Love is the all that is, all that ever was and all that ever will be, people. We are, as soul travelers, pure expressions of love. If you sit in stillness with yourself, you will know, if you're at that level, you will know that your true essence is much like the most beautiful, loving, pure, infinitely creative child. The mirror image of that exists in this world. When you see a child in its innocence, playing, creating, that is why children now are shoved in front of televisions and computers. That's why children now get little toys in the shape of a fucking mobile phone. Because the hell contagion wants to eradicate that. That is why children now are given up to, I don't know, like 60 vaccinations at birth. Because it wants to destroy that. That is why it hates nature. That is why it hates animals. Because all of that is an expression of the true consciousness, you see. Dear medicine, for me, is saying love yourself. It is the only way. Of course it is, people. Love. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop allowing the hell contagion to control your thoughts and your emotions and your actions. Become aware of that. I mean, some of you are in constant against mode. You're against this and you're against that and you're against that. If you don't like something, if something is eliciting your antipathy and your, you know, whatever, then walk away from it. Why do you have to carry on going on and on and on about how much you hate it and how bad it is and ooh and ah and this and that? You're feeding it, you see. Stop doing that. Start to focus on how to really love yourself. Love is not, the power of love is not about, oh, I must focus on the external and love and love and love. No, that's what it wants. That's feeding the matrix. But love is taking in that little lost pussycat, saving, rescuing animals, or looking after nature. Very much so, yes. Being in communion with your fellow soul travelers, sharing, but also recognizing that each and every one of us has their own path. Compassion is recognizing that and saying, oh, I can't walk your path for you, but I respect you and I honor you as you walk your path. This has been my experience. And the other soul traveler will say, oh, that's been my experience. And we share. Me and the Green Wizard, we do that. We share. And it is a great balm on our weary soul. You know, that is how that works. But we can't do it for each other. You know, that is compassion. Stop being in anti mode, against mode. Because, you know, you're just barking up the wrong tree, and that ain't love. That is feeding the beast. And if you don't get that yet, you, at some point, you know, if you're a true soul traveler, you will get that. You'll begin to see that, because I used to be there too. But that is the hell contagion. That is how it lives. That is its food, you see. Conflict consciousness against consciousness. All these people out there, oh, you know, and he's that this and who, and I don't like that, and who, and Q is a fucker, and they're all the few followers, and who. It's like I just leave them to it, because I know that love is the all that ever was, all that ever will be, and that I am an emissary of that. That I am the power of love. We all are as soul travelers. And it's perfectly okay to get it wrong, because getting it wrong means you're going to get it right. But at this point in time, people, the battle is pitched. We have to do the very best that we can. So stop fighting against it all. Stop feeding it and start loving yourself. That is what love is all about. It's about loving yourself here. This is where it's at, people. The great detox is on, you know, getting rid of that hell contagion once and for all. And as that happens, we experience it. Oh, it gets loud, it gets loud. It's and those are hard days, those are tough days. Those are days where you buckle down and endure as best you can, whilst focusing your will, your I am, on I love myself. God, I feel like shit. Oh my God, I want to stick a knife in myself, but I love myself. I imagine this cloak. It's indigo, it's dark blue, nearly black, and it's speckled with stars. You know, I love the black barn owl. And the black barn owl has feathers of that hue. Kind of dark blue, nearly black, with stars in it almost. It's very beautiful. And I put it around myself and I protect myself. Or I imagine a great big oak around myself and I protect myself. And sometimes there are days where you have to do that, and it's exhausting. You have to do it over and over and over again, because the hell contagion just will come at you and at you and at you and at you. And it's very difficult, people. Because it's also we're here, and it's like, I can't bear to be here anymore, because I cannot exist without pleasure, without comfort, without fulfillment, without well-being, without you know, it's like the word deprivation has taken on an entirely new meaning here. We're experiencing it in its most profound sense. Deprivation. It's appalling, people. It's appalling. For some of us, it's like, oh, this is unbearable. We are literally enduring the unbearable. But we are doing it. We are. And the hell contagion is there saying, well, you're feeling this way because I'm winning, because I'm all powerful, and I'm going to take over all of your consciousness, I'm going to take over all of the world, and all that's good and pure and true of time will be destroyed forever and ever and ever. You know, and the grief and the sorrow, because you know what's happening to nature and the animals, and you know, those good souls people that you know, and they're suffering, and you feel it, and oh, the grief. But even that comes from a place of believing that evil always wins. You know what I mean, people? I truly feel that we will come to a place of joy, a place of great power, a place of great light. I really, really believe that with all my heart. So we must stand our ground. We must use the power of love. It is who and what we are, people. And for those people pleasers amongst you, I'm one of those as well, and I tend to feel like I like to do nice things for people and this, that and the other. Everything that you feel like you want to give to the external, start giving that to yourself, alright? You need that right now. You need to love yourself. You need to be with yourself. You need to stand with yourself. Do you understand? Stop giving away your energetic resources. Stop feeding the matrix, people, alright? Neutrality. Start loving yourself, and if and when there is a time for action, there is a time for giving, you will know it. For you are a soul traveler and you are guided in every aspect. Always know this. Alright? So, welcome to any new subscribers, by the way, as well. I'd recommend to go and check out a channel that I've just been mentioning a lot, the Green Wizards. I will post a link to his last video in the drop down box below this video. I think you'll resonate. And you know, people, all of this is a work of love. I don't claim to have the answers, you know. I know it's hard. You're here, you're thinking, well, why the fuck am I being tortured to death here? Why would I ever choose to do this? Why would I ever choose to come here? It's evil, it's this, it's that. You know, the Hell Contagion wants you to believe that. It wants you to go into that, and it wants you to be in the torture chamber, on your knees, hating yourself, indulging in all that darkness. It's very addictive. I know that. It's very, very addictive. This is a detox. So be aware of that. Keep saying, no, I love myself. Keep knowing that the truth is that you are precious and valuable beyond words. You may not be the most beautiful, you may not look like fucking Barbie and be posting, you know, fucking selfies of yourself on Facebook thinking, I look so good, oh look at me, oh look at me, or you have a big mansion or have any kind of success. You may be like me, a bit of a never-do-well, you know, whatever. I'm telling you, it's all a fucking lie, because you are that matters. Your consciousness, what you truly are, and you are love. You are this infinite, pure, powerful, infinitely creative, childlike being. You are love. We are here together. We are not alone. It feels like we are, but we are not alone. Yeah? You are precious and valuable. We are precious and valuable beyond words, my darlings, alright? All my love to all of you. Bless you.